Welcome. In today's lesson, we'll be discussing how to recognize responsible reporting in a news program. However, before we get started on that discussion, I would like to show you examples of some news programs. These examples represent the three most popular styles of reporting news today. Now, I wanted to show you all three of these back to back, so it will help you spot the difference between them. Now, just to be fair, all of these programs are reporting on the same story. So take a look at the examples and then we will discuss afterwards.
Vice President Kamala Harris attending a rally tonight in Philadelphia with her newly announced running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Our Washington Bureau's Maddie Beer-Temple is in Washington, D.C. with more on what's next for the ticket.
Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz are kicking off their campaign in Philadelphia. The newly announced duo will appear together for the first time tonight.
So let's get out there and get this done, okay?
Let's do it.
Vice President Kamala Harris made the move on social media, writing that Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's work for the middle class impressed her. So did his support for paid family leave and abortion protections.
I learned to be generous towards my neighbors.
In a new campaign video, Walz introduced himself to the country as a veteran, school teacher, and football coach.
And I tried to teach my students what small-town Nebraska taught me: respect, compromise, service to country.
A source familiar with Harris's decision says Walz appealed to her as an effective messenger who can help win Midwestern states, the same states that Republican VP pick Ohio Senator J.D. Vance is vying to win.
Kamala Harris choosing a running mate. That would be Governor Tim Walz, W-A-L-Z, from Minnesota. And the two will appear this evening in Philadelphia. And it is an interesting pick. So we are going to tell you all about Governor Walz in the Talking Points memo. Remember, this is fact-based. No ideology here. I'll tell you about the guy, and we're going to back it up. All right. He is a progressive, and he matches up very well with Vice President Harris. They are simpatico. They are basically not exactly the same, but really, really close. The governor is 60 years old, 60. He has been in his role since 2019. His approval rating in Minnesota is 54%, 41% disapprove. He used to be a congressman from Minnesota, 6 terms. He's married, has 2 children. Grew up in Nebraska. Then he went to college in, Minnesota State. All right, that's how he got over to the Gopher State. He enlisted in the National Guard at age 17, so he was in the Guard while he was going through college. Served 24 years, retired as a Master Sergeant in 2005. So he gets a nice pension from the military. So you cannot challenge Governor Walz's credentials. He knows the system, he has governed, he has led, but he is a committed leftist. So that raises a specter of why didn't the Democratic Party go a little bit more moderate here? There were other people being considered. They went for the most progressive candidate they had. All right, keep that in mind, it's important. So let me back up my analysis of Governor Walz's political standing. You'll remember the George Floyd riots, 2020 in the spring. Devastating to Minneapolis. All right, a police headquarters set on fire. Horrible, horrible. Here's what the governor said. Go.
Help us use humane way to get the streets to a place where we can restore the justice so that those that are expressing rage and anger and demanding justice are heard.
So in the face of rioting, burning, looting, he wants to get to a humane place. Okay. All right, do you need any more? So the riots led to 3 deaths, 57 people hurt in Minneapolis, all right, 500 million in damage. City still has not recovered, and there were 100 people arrested. 95 out of the 100 had their charges dropped. 95 out of 100. That means there's no justice under Governor Walz.
Kamala Harris announced her VP pick today, and this ticket's so liberal it's like they're trying to lose. Here's the authentic, not staged at all call Kamala made to the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz.
Hi, this is Tim.
It's Kamala Harris. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Madam Vice President.
Listen, I want you to do this with me. Let's do this together. Would you be my running mate and let's get this thing on the road?
I would be honored, Madam Vice President.
This was Kamala's first major decision, and she choked. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro was the frontrunner, but sources say he was too Jewish for the Hamas wing of the party and was too talented a campaigner and would steal the spotlight from Harris. So her cowardice and her insecurities forced her to choose the only guy who looks older than Biden.
So what exactly is the criteria for responsible reporting? Well, to me, it's quite simple. Responsible reporting is just reporting the facts without any accompanying commentary that, could be used to sway the listener. So let's take a look now at all 3 examples and how they stacked up against this criteria. So example 1, if you recall, the news anchor started off the news reporting and then handed it off to another reporter, and all they did was report the facts. They didn't put in any of their opinions. So to me, example 1 was the perfect example of responsible reporting. In the second example, the news anchor started off good. He started off by reporting the facts, but then at the end put in his opinion to kind of guide you towards a conclusion that was based on his opinion. So that is not responsible programming. And then the third example is pretty much the most egregious of the 3, and is, in my opinion, just totally irresponsible, because the news anchor couldn't even report any of the factual information without putting in his opinion about it. Just listen to the news program with a critical ear and just make sure that all you're taking in is just factual information. So congratulations on completing the news program portion of the Techniques for Distilling Information. I would like to invite you to the next lesson, where we'll be covering a new section in the Techniques of Distilling Information. Until then, take care.